Friends, it's my house. It's not quite noon on fight day, UFC 214, and I'm starting to get excited about it. I'm heading off to TSN here before 5. I will be, if you're in Canada, please watch TSN on SportsCenter between 6 and 7. We're going to do some last-minute analysis of the main event. And then at 7 p.m. we got the pre-show, the UFC FS1 pre-show from LA. And I'll be popping in throughout the night with some analysis. And TSN 5, I believe, the undercard at 8 p.m. So I'm going to be there all night watching it. I might try to come live on here during my breaks if I can. Fight day. Fight day is a crazy day. And I just want you to, for a moment, before we continue, imagine, not just kind of like the fake imagine. It's like, imagine you're Daniel Cormier or John Jones. It's like, bro, I'd be confident. I know I'm killing that guy. Nah, you got to live with you. You've lived with you every day, many days. Yes, I can take some questions after. We're going to try to keep this to 10 minutes if we can. Just want to try to contextualize and think about fight day for these two men. And for every two men or women that are going to fight. My experience with it is very, very low level, but I've had the personal experience. Somebody says, Jones pulled out. Do not tell me that. Do not even make that joke. No more of that joke, please. Nobody. Fight day, the weeks leading up to it, the days leading up to it, citing a sinus infection. I see what you did there. It's all real. You have to think about this. Not the thing we watch, but you have to walk out towards judgment, pain, fear, potential failure, test, just the ultimate of all that in front of what's going to be 12 or 15,000 people and 500,000 people on TV. I will definitely answer some questions in a bit, guys, but I'm just trying to think out loud here for a minute. You have to do that. That's you. Now, when we watch John Jones or Daniel Cormier or Uriah Faber or any of these guys who are like ultra experienced, we think of them as different than us, but they're not. They're just a guy. Dan's just a guy. John Jones he's barely human, but he's human. And so they've got to walk out there and think about some of the things that will weigh on them. Okay? All of the physical challenges, all of the technical and talent and skill challenges that were there in the last fight, they're all still there. So if you're Daniel Cormier, you're still dealing with somebody with incredible reach, somebody who switches, doesn't get into a rhythm, seems to have, no rhythm, or no real range, because he's at all ranges. If you push in deep, turns out, Teixeira found out, he'll destroy you in there. If you stay outside, he'll just slice you apart and move away. If you get hyper-aggressive, he'll hurt you. And if you try to get tactically aggressive, he will slice you up and move out and around. Jones is not predictable. Jones is not. That's still true for you if you're Dan Cormier. Your skills have got you to this point and made you the second best, trying to prove tonight that you're the best of your generation. But they're such a structure of skills that this guy has real advantages. Dan comes in with that overhand with the left behind it. Jones moves forward at any moment and takes the left away. I expect Dan to kick a lot more, but so all of these technical and tactical things are all still there. But then there's that other stuff. If you're Daniel Cormier, and you were born in any other era, ever, any other era, you're the greatest of your generation. Now you have to fight to attempt to prove that you're the greatest of your generation against somebody you fucking despise. Imagine that. Like this is why the weight of this fight is so big. It's not just I hate this guy, I'd like to fight him. It's like Daniel Cormier is the greatest of the great of the greats, except for this one guy. And if he was just some really talented guy, and people have used other references to try to illustrate it for me in other sports, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, people where there are multiple greats at the same time. If there's some guy you respect and your hats off to him, oh man, we're pushing each other to be greater, but he fucking hates this guy. Hates him. And the man that he hates is probably one of the people he hates the most on planet Earth, is the one guy between him and immortality. And he beat him last time, and that's what he has to deal with. Somebody's like, no, he's not. At Cormier. Cormier has done everything that could possibly be done. He's picked up heavyweights and thrown them through the air. The greatest of the heavyweights, Josh Barnett, thrown them through the air, beaten everybody soundly. He is the greatest of the greats. If John Jones didn't live. If he beats John Jones or finishes John Jones and just pieces out, he'll have an argument. Somebody says John Jones is an idiot and a prick. But I love watching him fight. I don't know what he is. I've met him in person 4 or 5 times. He's not always all that friendly. And he seems... But I love watching him fight too, man. It's magical. It's magical what John Jones does. And not just the skills. And so one of the things that is often unfair, they'll say, oh, Anthony Johnson's got incredible power. He does. But he's also super skilled. Turned out he wasn't always a game day performer. There'll be John Jones has these genetic gifts. He does. But there are many other men walking the earth. There could be dozens, there could be hundreds of super athletes like Jones. Many of them play in the NBA or in football or some other. His brothers are genetically incredible talents. They built their bodies differently. But it's how he expresses combat. How John Jones expresses combat in those moments. Ultimately, it would be incredible if he were skilled enough, artistically skilled enough to work with somebody, to have a filmmaker try to give us the experience of what it would be like to be in that chaos, able to do what he does with this incredible super alpha abilities. I'd like to know what John Jones, if there's somebody he truly trusts, somebody very close to him that he truly trusts, what he says about fear and risk and pressure. It's possible that he doesn't experience it the way the rest of us humans do. That he literally just goes out there. But many others have talked. George St. Pierre, saw him last week. He's talked about fear and dealing with fear and dealing with pressure and how he feels, how terrified he is. Because he's a human. McGregor, somebody said he's like Conor. I don't know what McGregor does. He deals with those fears and challenges directly on. But Robin, talk about Jason Knight. What do you want to say, man? That guy's self-explanatory. We're talking about Jones and Cormier, but Jason Knight is incredibly ferocious, right? There's words. We're trying to find the right words. Fearless, is that the right word? I don't know what the right word is, but that thing, whatever that thing is, where you will be the guy to push through it. Things that the firefighters have, some type of different kind of courage. That's what makes Jason Knight so cool. Of course, these kicks are beautiful. The way he expresses combat with a visceral nature, all that is cool. But it's that firefighter fearlessness that he seems to have. And then when I say seems, it's because he probably is afraid. And that's what it takes me back to what I was just saying. I'd like to know if Jones is afraid. I mean, there was a great interview he did with Rogan where he talked about how giving himself an out, giving himself an excuse was something. And that is something that fear maybe drives. Something happened. You guys still there? Woo! Something changed within my thing there. I don't know what I pressed. Might have stopped for a second. But yeah, he faces it anyways. But so here we are. Day of. I wanted to keep this under 10 minutes. I just wanted to hang and chat before I headed off to work. But there are so many things at play here. All of the physical challenges, all of the technical challenges that Cormier faced are still there, but he knows what they are now. He knows what they are, and he's tried to prepare for them. Jones is a different guy. He's in a different context with what he's dealing with. He's got to take his belt back. Does he have something to prove? But he's seemed bulletproof. He really has seemed bulletproof. We'll find out tonight if that's still true. But his ability to beat you up in any phase is real. And Cormier has to find that pocket between just deep enough in to hurt you, and if he moves forward, just deep enough on the way back to hurt you. Cormier had 2 very good rounds in the last fight. One last thing I want to put to you guys. Cormier knows that the difference in that fight was him fearing exhaustion, so he really pulled back in round 4. That's not an excuse. That's something. It's a failure. Failure he made. He pulled back and then got destroyed, got beat up, got pushed down. When you pull back like that, you think you're doing it to save yourself but they can pull away so much further, you've actually harmed yourself. So if we see a round 4, if there is a round 4, watch Cormier, watch his body language. Go back and watch Robbie Lawler the second time he fought Hendricks. Watch his round 5. Because Robbie Lawler gave away, failed, quit in his own way. He'll have a better way to explain it than I will. In round 5 against Hendricks the first time. Go back and watch those fights. You can go back and obviously watch Jones Cormier 1 again, but first watch those 2. Do it today if you have time. Watch Lawler give away round 5, and you see him, you see his body language. He can't believe he's failed, and there's still minutes left. He still could have won. He just didn't understand what he needed to ask for himself. So he went back and studied it. In round 5 against Hendricks the second time, he's a demon. And then round 5 against Rory in a fight he's losing, you see what happens. And then round 5 against Condit, you see what happens. He became the greatest round 5 fighter we've ever seen, ever since he gave away that. And DC did exactly the same thing in round 4 of their first fight. So if you see round 4, text. If round 3 ends, text your friends, call people, hit me up on Twitter. Just get the word out. You'll see the craziest performance in a round you've ever seen from Cormier, because he's been waiting for that to come back. Round 4, if it exists, of Cormier versus Jones will be Cormier's greatest round you've ever seen. And Jones has to be ready for that. A lot of wild things in this. I've already gone past my 10-minute mark. I just wanted to throw this at you guys, and please send me thoughts on it. The technical aspects are beautiful. They're exactly like they were last time. The only difference is they understand them. The only difference is they've been exposed to them. But they're different guys. Different guys. Jones is going to have some new things. He's been training very, very hard with Brandon Gibson and those guys. He might be slightly different. And Cormier is going to have a little more rev, a little more go. He's going to kick a little more, I think. Can't just give away that kicking range to Jones. And I think he's going to strike backing up from the inside. And but no matter how you slice it, can somebody not quite achieve what they need and get finished by the other guy in the first couple of rounds? Of course they can. Although neither of these guys have ever been finished. Right? Ever. Fuck, it's a great fight. Wow, it's such a good fight. But if you see a round 4, man, send me a message. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. Tape something on Instagram and send it to me, because it's going to be insane. Okay, love you guys. It's a pleasure getting to hang out with you guys and share these thoughts. And everybody who's been sharing my stuff, like 150,000 people watched our YouTube channel this week. Just crazy. A lot of you guys just sharing my stuff and following me on Instagram and following me on Periscope. And those of you who donate to us on patreon.com/RobinBlack, we thank you a lot. We're going to use that money and get some incredible stuff next month. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. If you're in Canada, join us on TSN, Sports Center at 6. I'll be on there, and I'll be off and on all night, throughout the night. And if I'm allowed, I'm going to go live here during the fights from TSN. I'll find out if I'm allowed. All right, you guys. Love you. Black out.